Sixth edition of the Icon Comic and Games Convention, which is South Africa's longest running and largest pop culture event, is currently taking place at the Palace of Dreams in Emperor's Palace. With a number of panels and workshops, leading gaming and pop culture experts will keep the crowds captivated in celebration of gaming, storytelling and role-playing ad tech positions. Every year, Icon provides retail and experiences, gaming, tabletop warfare, educational panels and more. To tell us more about the convention, we are joined in studio by Les Allen, and he's the director of Icon Comics and Games Convention. Les, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Les, let's perhaps look at a first-timer, because this has been running for a long time.
It has.
But what can a first-time enthusiast enjoy from Icon CGC?
It can sometimes be a little overwhelming because this is, if it's a new person, there's a lot going on and they're not necessarily sure of what things are about. What they'll see is a lot of people in costume. Cosplay, the representation where you maybe want to be Black Panther or Iron Man or Shuri from the movie. You'll see a lot of people dressing up in various costumes from various comic books, movies, TV series around the world. So that'll probably be the first thing that people would see. You're welcome to take photos with these people as well, because these are the people, this is what they do, this is what they want to be noticed for. So you can take photos with those people. The educational panels. What Icon likes to do is help with skills development in this particular sector, in the pop culture sector. So we provide a lot of informational panels. How do I get started in the gaming industry? So yesterday we had a panel with presenter Pippa Shabalala presenting with one of our international guests, talking about how do you get your start in the gaming industry, and they assessed various aspects of the gaming industry. We have panels on writing and fantasy novels. How do I get started in self-publishing? We've also got a panel later on today with Chris Jordan, radio presenter, talking about how to handle the art of conversation when it comes to podcasts and people who are trying to enter the new media and interviewing famous people to create their own content for YouTube. So there's a lot of educational aspects. It can be a bit overwhelming, but what you do find is that geeks are incredibly friendly. They want to share the thing that they're passionate about, and they want to help you understand it, because if you understand it, then you might be passionate about it as well, and that's another friend to then talk about these things.
I'm actually interested in the skills development element as well as the educational parts, but I want us to delve in that a little bit later. This year hosts the local leg of the World Cosplay Summit for the first time ever.
Correct.
On the African continent. Now that's a big deal. Tell us more about that.
Correct. World Cosplay Summit, as I was mentioning before, the people who dress up in various costumes. World Cosplay Summit has been going for 16 years and now has 38 countries representing. So teams battle it out to find the best performers. They create their own costumes. Sometimes they spend 100 hours creating these costumes from scratch. They have to do a 2 or 3 minute skit where they act out a scene from a comic book or an anime or a movie, and the winners then get to fly to Japan. So today at 3 p.m. we'll be announcing our South African winners who'll be representing South Africa in Japan, in Nagoya, at the end of July, as the first ambassadors for South Africa in the biggest global cosplay competition. And South Africa is the first African country to be part of World Cosplay Summit. So now, with South Africa joining World Cosplay Summit now has presence on all 5 continents around the world.
That's quite impressive. Let's go back to the skills development element as well as the workshop. A few weeks ago, we actually had a young guy here, about 16 years old, who has his own game, which is now on the iOS and Android platforms. How difficult is it to get into that space? He had mentioned some of the challenges that he had faced, and he said, you know, he's still young, so he's got the opportunity, you know, to try and fail. But let's look at people who've been in the gaming industry for a long time and are still finding it difficult. What are some of those prevalent challenges that you continue to see?
It's simultaneously the easiest and most difficult time ever to try and get access to any sort of pop culture industry. The reason is there are more people around the world consuming games. They're looking for new things, but that also means you're now fighting against everybody from every other part of the world who now has the same access that you do. So gaming is actually a fantastic opportunity, especially in South Africa, the opportunity to learn programming, even basic programming, to start creating your own game If somebody likes it, well, then you're going to pick it up and start selling on iOS or iTunes Store, etc. In South Africa, the most successful indie game development company is Free Lives. They created a game called Broforce, and it's become an international sensation. So it is a great opportunity if you've got an idea, and South Africa is a fantastically vibrant place to try something new. It's almost if you want to, there's no barrier to entry here. You can try it. The problem is you're now competing against everybody else. So it's a lot of determination, a lot of commitment, a lot of focus, but that can pay off in a big way.
Les, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. But if people didn't know much about gaming, I think we have a little more information. And I think attending the summit will do a lot more for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Les Allen talking to us about the Icon Comics and Games Convention, which is currently taking place at Emperor's Palace. We're back with more after this.